conversations with amazing people you need to know. And I'm always going to give you some fire music to add to your playlist. Today, no different. Today's guest is a powerhouse vocalist that is the daughter of Motown funk brother, Mr. Johnny Griffin. You may have seen her on tour with Anita Baker or with Kim, or maybe even The Voice. But tonight, she is here to talk about her amazing new single that's blazing up the charts, Call Me. You are welcome back to Live with Tay, Miss Beth. Hey, Beth girl.
Hey, Tay.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on your show once again. Thank you.
No, you know, as long every single time you drop some new music or do anything, you are always welcome to the Live with Tay show. So let's get into it. You've got a brand new single, Call Me. Baby, you know us short hair girls. I was feeling those waves on the cover. Let's talk about what's inspired this particular record.
Well, you know what? Call Me is one of those songs that gives you the feels. It gives you the sensual. It gives you the warm and fuzzies. And I have to give a shout out to Mr. Marcus Divine, who produced that track. This is how the story goes. I was in LA working on The Voice, but had not officially announced that I was doing the show yet, and came back from a long day of all the things that you do on the show. And I was on Facebook Live, heard Marcus playing that track. And he said that he had written it for his daughter. And so I reached out to him and told him, if your daughter doesn't like that track, can I get it? And she ended up not using it. I ended up getting it. When I came home from the show, we wrote to it. It was on my most recent album, Get to Know Me, that was released in 2022. And that song was like a fan favorite of this album. Everybody kept saying, what are you going to do, a visual? When are you going to release it as a single? What are you doing with this song? So we decided to release a visual and, release it as a single. And I love it.
You know what? I do too. And so before we show a clip of the video, shout out Marcus Divine, AKA he can do everything, because Marcus doesn't. But before we get into the video, when fans and viewers watch this particular video, tell the story of what you're hoping that they get from the visual that's now attached to this amazing record.
Well, as warm as you felt just listening to the song, I want you to feel even warmer watching the video, okay? And the whole message and story of the song is reciprocation. The woman loving on the man and inviting him over for, I got you this time. So it's one of those things, and you get the message in the video. So it's just giving all the feels, giving all the love, giving the reciprocation back in a relationship.
All right. Well, I need everybody to get ready. Tell the fellas, I know sometimes the fellas think that we're bashing the men and we saying ain't no good men out here. That is not the case. This song right here, fellas, is giving that woman a little encouragement to actually pick up the phone and actually call you. So Beth, go ahead and introduce the video. We're going to watch a clip of it, and we're going to come back and talk about this record label that you have and all of the great things that you have up and coming. So go ahead and introduce the video.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Beth, and this is the full video to my latest single, Call Me.
All right. Beth, listen here, honey. I first and foremost, that is "Call Me," the latest single by Beth. I need y'all to drop your thoughts and everything in the comments and run it up. I only showed a clip, Beth, only because I'm gonna need everybody to go over and check it out because it's a whole vibe. Like it's a whole vibe. It had me wanting to get in the gym because baby, listen, Beth, I don't know if I could lay up on the counter like that. I've been asleep right on off. Sit back.
Oh God.
But I
When it
love it. I love it. I
when he
love
told
it.
me to get up on that counter, he was like, "Okay, I want you to get up on the counter." And I'm like, "Get up on it?" He was like, "Get up on it." And I was like, "Okay."
Hmm.
And it was a whole vibe. It just took it somewhere else. Like, yeah.
No, it was. And you look absolutely gorgeous. I am a fan of every single time you have something on. I'm just always like, Beth, that's just gorgeous. You just do that.
Thank
And
you.
so, who styled you for the video? That was one of the questions personally that I had.
Me.
Beth, you add designer to everything else that
No,
you do.
listen. It was one of those things where Marcus and I kind of talked about what the vision was. And
Mhm.
then at that point, it was like, well, this is what I want to wear. Does this go with the vision? This is what I want to wear. Does this go with the vision? And then I think Marcus suggested like the bodysuit, more looking
Mhm.
like a swimsuit kind of look.
Mhm.
So, but other than that, and then we were fortunate enough to film in my home. So it was just pulling stuff out the closet and, you know,
Make it
doing
happen.
it and make it happen. Yeah.
That is another example of if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? You had the
Yeah.
things, you had what
Yeah.
you had what you needed there. And so, as a creative, what is your thought process when you sit down and you're planning, whether it's to write some new music or to put together an outfit or like things for this video? What's your creative process that helps you kind of get into your zone?
Well, a lot of times if I'm thinking about a video, the music a lot of times leads you to the outfit. The music
Mhm.
will give you a feel and then you'll know what to pick out. We knew we wanted this to be really sexy, but we wanted to keep it tasteful and clean.
Mm.
So that's why there were, some things were a little edgy, but the song called for it. You don't want to set up there with that type of song in a snowsuit. So, you got to dress according to the vibe that you're trying to give. But
No,
yeah,
I
when,
love that.
like I'm thinking about another project, an upcoming project, and the song literally gives me a location. The song gives me a wardrobe. The song will give me the storyline that I want to tell. And then
Mhm.
I normally go to Marcus and say, this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? And then we kind of hash it out, see if we're on the same page or merge ideas or whatnot. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Shout out. I call you all the dynamic duo plus sprinkle Ron. Shout out Ron, who I know is
Yeah.
watching on here as well. And so
Yeah.
it's so amazing just to see the chemistry that you all have and how you all create such amazing things together. I really think that that's a blessing
Thank you.
and a testament because both of you all are so mega talented
Oh,
individually,
thank
but when you
you.
all come together, it just makes it even greater, even greater. And so you touched on something a minute ago, Beth, in regards to keeping it classy. As a woman in the industry, I was talking to Teresa Griffin the other day, shout her out, and
Yes.
she was saying, we got grown folks music, and
Yeah.
so Call Me definitely is giving that grown folks vibe. Why do you think it's so important that in the music industry right now that we do have songs like Call Me that are out and hitting the airwaves?
I feel like songs like Call Me is a reference to how they used to write back in the day, where you insinuated what was going on, but you didn't just have to lay it all out. And I think Call Me is important because it's giving that vibe. Whereas we
Hmm.
got enough songs that are out that are very detailed and explicit.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you want to imagine, sometimes you want a little tease. And we really wanted to write in a way that there was a play on words and so that
Mm.
it could give homage to how songs were written back in the day. So I think Call Me is very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extremely. You all did an
Yeah.
amazing job with that. And so let's just talk about your roots and your journey. So your father, Motown funk brother Johnny Griffin.
Yeah, my
How do you
daddy.
think your father and growing up in such a musical time, being from Detroit and all of the things, has influenced you as an artist and as a business owner?
So I get asked that question a lot, and my answer is surprising to a lot of people. I
Mm-hmm.
was not encouraged to go into the music business. In
Wow.
fact, my dad did not want me to go into the music business. And by the time I was born, Motown had already left and moved to LA. So my father was not in the heyday of anything. So by the time I was born, it was like my father had a job,
Mm-hmm.
because Motown left. And he was very, um, he was a little disgruntled. I think there were a lot of musicians that had been left behind or did or opted not to go and were forced into doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the influence on me from my father, I truly know it's in my blood,
Yeah.
because it was nothing that was told to me, or
Poured
and I
into.
poured into me, and you
Yeah.
better practice this. Even though my father was a piano player, he did teach me how to play piano and to read music as a kid. It was never like this could be your career. So when I organically migrated into performing and being a singer, he was like, "Oh boy, she wants to do this for real." Because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't want me to do it. I was urged to go to college, get my degree, go into corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried those things and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
No,
listen,
yeah,
listen, been there. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so we're glad that you didn't. So if anyone's just tuning in, we've got the powerhouse vocalist Beth is with us. She has a new single out called Call Me. I need everybody to run it up, download it, support her with that. And so, Beth, many people know you. Well, I know I first remembered you from The Voice. And so I think they're on like season 29 or something right
Uh,
now.
yes.
It's up there. And so, for you, having performed on stages like The Voice or on tour with Anita Baker and Kim, how do you think that those opportunities have sharpened you or have formed you as an independent artist doing what you're out here doing now?
So the main thing is getting comfortable being on big stages. I've learned
Mm,
that from Anita Baker. Her shows were always sold out, and that was the first artist that I went on tour with.
mhm,
So I learned the big stage thing from her. That's where it started. Second, the thing that I've learned, I can say watching Kim, because I started with Kim over 10 years ago. So I've watched his career right in front of my eyes
yeah.
grow and blossom and flourish. So what I've learned from him is just keep going. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Because a lot of times you'll wish and you'll dream and you'll hope for something, but if you don't actually see it happen before your eyes, and I've seen it, I've seen it and I'm seeing it.
yeah.
And then with The Voice, I think what I learned from that, because these are the three big things that I think that I did that really influenced me. From The Voice, first of all, some advice that I had gotten from John Legend and from Kelly Clarkson in terms of my performance and how I process music and perform music. And then also dealing with the hours and the cameras and the time that you spend to put on a television show, that really strengthened me as an artist. So now if there's rehearsals that are long, and strenuous in terms of rehearsing over and over, I've done all of those things, and I know what it takes to do it. Now, do I want to keep doing it? Depends. But I've done it. So and those were experiences that are priceless to me,
Mhm.
and that are part of the makeup of who Beth is today.
I love that. I love that. Special shout out, Mr. Darnell Alexander, and y'all stick around. He's coming
Oh
up soon
yes,
on the show, giving you your flowers. I just love
thank you.
the
Hey
support
Darnell.
of all of you all. And so I have to say, Beth, your stage presence, like even this picture, right? Like you give your
Oh,
all when you're on the stage. So anybody watching, if you've not witnessed her live on stage, what can they how would you describe the experience for anyone that watches you live?
what I really want people to know is that I love being up there, first of all. It's never a chore. It's never a drag. It's always a blessing. And my heart is full of gratefulness every time I hit the stage. So what that equates to is I'm going to be smiling and cheesing at y'all the whole time. So if you come in there with an attitude, I hope that it's gone by the time I finish, because I'm going to smile in your face the whole night. But you know, I love the music. I love entertaining people. And I love to see a person see me for the first time and say, well, who is this? And then by the time it's over, they're like, that's my girl. So I love shows like that. And so, yeah, when you come see Beth, you're going to get energy. You're going to get my whole heart, and you're going to get a big smile.
I love that. I love that. And so the last time that we had you on the show, you were sharing with us about caregiving. And since then, again, my sincerest condolences to your family.
Thank you.
Losing your mother. And so for you, anyone that has, you know, been juggling their career, family life, losing a loved one, can you share just openly about how was that journey for you? How did you continue to press forward and move to even be where you are right now with such, so much on your plate personally?
Yeah, it was a lot to travel and to care for my mother. And a lot of people don't know that my husband had been very, very sick. One time, very sick, and the second time, gravely ill during the COVID time. And I continued to work through all of that, but I was able to work because I had help. And so shout out to any people that are caregiving, home health care workers, anybody that's on the front line for caring for sick people. Shout out to you and love to you, because that's not an easy job. And I had some great people to be able to come in and help me. And I have to thank them, because if I didn't have them, I would not have been able to continue to work. And the work turned into therapy for me, actually, because I was watching my mother decline before my eyes. And then I was watching my husband be sick, and we didn't know what that was. And these are conversations that I had with each one of them prior to anybody getting sick. They always said they wanted me to push on with my career no matter what. So God was kind and just always sent the right people in to come in and help me so that I could navigate through that caregiving experience. So it was difficult. It was tough. This month is 1 year of my mother being gone, and the music is still therapy to me. And I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, God takes care of us. So I always say music is my love language and my therapy, like you say. So so with you, you've decided and you own a record label. Let those that are listening know the name of the label and what inspired you to just take the lead and have your own.
So the name of the record label is Anise Records. And I was inspired to have a record label because my father, the late Johnny Griffith, had his own record label. He actually had two. So he was an independent artist back in the day. You know, he was signed to Motown's labels, but then he also started two of his own. And he named one label after me, and he named one label after my sister. So I just changed the spelling of the name with the same pronunciation and took my sister's name and named the label after her. So just to pay homage to my sister. I mean, she's the first person that I ever heard in the house singing, and she's the one that inspired me to sing, because we're 11 years apart. So to hear her sing, I was like, oh, I want to be like that,
Oh, I want to be like my big sister there,
I want to be like my big sister. But as an independent artist, or as a person aspiring to be a star, to be on stage, to be a recording artist, all of those things, there was a time when we looked for companies and people to come discover us, and that doesn't really happen the same way anymore. So I decided to discover myself and put myself out there, and I was like, I'm going to run this like a business. This is going to be a business. I'm going to have the things that labels have, and we're going to do the best we can with what we have. And that's what we've been doing. And as an independent artist, I'm proud to say there's been 2 albums out. There's 8 singles. And my second album debuted at #1 on Amazon Hot New Release and sat there for a couple months, and we charted US and the UK and Canada. And for me to have done that myself, along with my team, when I say myself, I mean my team. By no means not just me. It was hard work by my manager, Courtney Benjamin. It was hard work with PR, with publicist Ron Ledford. Marcus Divine did amazing with producing the music, and Cordell Walton with producing, and Kenny Flave with producing, and the writers that we had. Like, it was a whole team, and we functioned like a label, and got the songs together, got the album out. And it's just a testament that you shouldn't wait on anybody to do anything for you. There's ways to do it yourself. There's people that believe in you. And if they don't yet, believe in yourself and make it happen. And they'll come along. You know, the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Everything that you need comes into play when it's time for you to have it. So I'm really, really, really proud of myself for the accomplishments of the music, and doing it through family trauma, you know. And that's the crazy thing. The whole time we're putting the record out, you know, my mother was sick, you know. So it's one of those things where and she would ask me, are you still singing? Keep singing. So, you know, to make everything keep going, and so that I could stay sane, you know, I continue to work. So with that being said, I don't want to hear people say, or I hate when people say, I tried, but it was too hard, or, you know, I couldn't, and life was life. And baby, I know what life is life, and you still got to keep working. So
yeah. And so, Beth, you bring up a good point. And so thank you for that. And shout out your amazing team. You got, and you said something, you know, we were going to try to run it like a label. It is a label, and y'all are running it just as so. And so, for anyone who is watching that maybe feeling right now, whether they're in the music industry or just, you know, just dealing with everyday life, how did you push through? What were some things that you did to push yourself on those days when you were like, you know what? I don't know about this. I don't know. You know, I gotta pray a little while longer. I gotta sit in this bed a little while longer. So can you just share some advice on what worked for you to maybe inspire someone else that might be going through right now?
So the first thing I did was try to make time to just breathe and be still, and get into my thoughts, and not become robotic and doing the things that you always do, but never tapping into how you really feel. Because that's when you crash and burn, because you're not in tune with yourself. So I always tried to just take a moment. And what I decided to do was to do it through healthcare. So I got a personal trainer. I started trying to eat healthier, and I've always been a pretty healthy eater, but I'm just honing in more on my physical and my mental, because those are things that you really need to be an artist. You know, a lot of times people don't realize how much mental capacity it takes to be an artist, to weed through everything you need to weed through. You have to be a certain person, you have to sing a certain way, you got to do it. Like, it's a lot to be an artist, right? And so you have to be mentally strong and mentally prepared for that. So I tried to just take time to get in touch with how I was feeling, and deal with that, and then deal with my health, because too, if you're not healthy and taking care of yourself, you can't work.
Right.
So it kind of worked out for me, because you hear a lot of people say being in the gym is very therapeutic.
I wish
mentally.
I could be one of those people that say that. Y'all pray for me. I'm gonna get back to that gym, because I was that way at some point. But you're right. You know, your health is your wealth, and especially in this industry right now, with not even just like you said earlier, going in front of the stage and the people looking like, well, who is this? Bring Kim on. We ready for Kim, you know, and then you have to turn them around. But even with social media now, right? The comments, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that people would say these things in the comments. So whether you're an entertainer, an influencer, in management, you know, anybody that's going to use social media, you know, you mentally have to prepare yourself for the comments and the things that people would say, or the comparison. You know, you're like, oh, well, you know, I wish maybe, you know, ooh, they got 5 million views, and, you know, ain't nobody watching our, you know, all of that. So it's so important to take care of your mental. And so what do you do, Beth? I know you go to the gym, but outside of the gym, is there anything else that you do that kind of helps you keep your mental healthy and in check?
I will shut down for a day and binge watch. find a show on Amazon or Netflix or Hulu or something, and I will binge watch, and that just allows me to get into the show and detach from the things that are around me. So that's one of my favorite things. Now, shopping used to be, but I had to let that go. It's not. I couldn't. Because shopping is like you feel good for like 5 minutes till them bills
then
come.
the
And I was like,
remorse.
yeah. Then you don't want to take it back because it's really cute, and it's this inner battle with it. I don't want to do that anymore. So shopping used to be it.
I think
I
they
don't
should
do
put
that.
shopping on my healthcare insurance.
Listen,
Because
so
it
yeah,
really is retail therapy. Somebody
it
pass
is.
that
Yeah.
bill.
For a minute, it's retail therapy for a minute. But
A
yeah, I
minute.
think just binge watching a show and then the gym, and then just really focusing on, just taking a moment to breathe and detach. So those things, yeah, you really
It's
need that.
so important. So important. So Beth, I like to have a little bit of fun.
Okay,
We
what we
got
about
to
to
have
do?
some fun on this show.
Okay.
And so for you, you've worked with some amazing producers, songwriters, all of the things, but a duet. If Beth could have a duet with any artist that you haven't done one with yet, past or current, who would it be and why?
Luther Vandross.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
that would be good. Why? Well, of course, it's Luther. But why was that so quick to come to your mind?
His voice was just so velvety, so smooth. And I just think me and him would sound good together. I would love to hear what his suggestion would be of a song that he thinks that we could do. Like, I would love for him to say, I think we could do this together. So yeah, I would love Luther. And then this just came to mind. Everybody loves a good funk song. So I probably would have liked to have done something with Rick James.
Oh, ooh, I would have just wanted to see y'all perform it live.
That would have just been crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say something when you said Luther Vandross. Let me see. Okay, look, I should have known. Ron, shout out Ron. Ron said yes, Luther. But I think if Darnell is on here, hey, we may not be able to get Luther, but we could definitely get Darnell Alexander.
Listen, Darnell and I have
Darnell, come on now.
Yes, me and Darnell have already talked. We have talked, and it's he's really, really busy right now. So when he gets a minute, then we will connect. But he and I have already talked. Yes,
I love it.
He is incredible. Gorgeous voice. Yes.
Somebody said Fire and Desire. Ron said Fire and Desire part 2, and you've got yes, Rick. So they are on it in regards to that. So maybe you could do a remake or something of that caliber, but I definitely think that would be a good one. And so Beth, for those that are maybe not familiar with you, this is their first time and they're about to go download, stream all of the things, call me. How would you describe yourself to them? Like, once they finish listening to your music, how do you want them to feel?
So to describe my music, I always want people to feel the love. I want them to feel the vibes. I want them to feel the emotion. I want them to feel the story that I'm telling. I love the sound that we're creating, because to me, I would describe it as 90s music with the 2000 twist, So because I love the 90s music and just a little 2000, little twist on it, but with a strong 90s vibe. But yeah, I want them to feel the story, the emotion, the melodies. I want them to be able to close their eyes and visualize the story I'm telling, all of those things.
I love it. And then since you brought up the 90s, I got to ask today, thinking about today, this very moment, the day that you've had, what would be the 90s R&B soundtrack of today? Like, that would sum it up. If we said, okay, and we're doing a movie of Beth's life today, this song is going to be the soundtrack of everything that has taken place today or yesterday. I'll give you yesterday too if you want to think back on that. What would that be?
So just today, just today.
Just today, just the hours that you've had in the day. What would be the soundtrack? What would be your intro music coming in for today?
Ooh. Probably something.
Y'all see she bobbing her head.
No, I'm trying to feel
music.
And here's the thing. I'm trying to think about the day that I've had, and maybe I'm thinking too hard, like, but probably something with I gotta go to Whitney Houston. Something bopping to Whitney Houston.
Yep, go ahead.
I've actually had a good day, so I probably will. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Something like that. Yeah, because I've had a good day.
You got your Whitney Houston tank top on, so I was kind of thinking that it was giving Whitney today. That's what I was thinking.
And I did not even think about that. I did not even think about that.
It's just channeled in. I love it. I love it.
Well, there it is.
Well, Beth, usually I give the closing night's pep talk, but you gave some gems, so it is on my heart. I want you, anybody who's watching this live or watching the replay, what is the pep talk that you would give them for the rest of 2025? What you got?
So for the rest of 2025, if I had to give anybody any advice, any encouragement, any pep talk, I would say remain open, remain a sponge. Keep your ears open, be open to learn, be open to change, be open to pivot when you have to. Because when you flow like that, you're flowing with how life is flowing. Life doesn't go in a straight line. It kind of goes up and down, up and down. And as long as you can bounce back and you can go with that flow, but still learn the whole time and not repeat mistakes, then you'll get where you want to go.
Beth, I couldn't have done it better. And in my show, but Beth, I keep telling her, she got a little church in it. That was the ministry according to Beth. So
wow.
Sure that you check out and download Call Me. Check out the video, download it, and then also Get to Know Me is out on all streaming platforms as well. So you all definitely need to get to know Beth.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, they do. And y'all know I don't steer you wrong about no music now. Now take no music.
Thank you.
So I'm definitely giving you some fire to add to your playlist. So thank y'all for tuning in to Live with Tay. If you liked this episode, which I'm sure that you did, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all, this your girl Tay. And I'm gonna see y'all outside. Bye.
Bye.
They don't want to leave. It just wants to stay here forever.
Okay,
they just want the party to just keep going and going and going and going. Oh, it's more comments. Thank you.